Hi, and welcome to the Daily Recall Show. Today, you will learn two principles upon which technical systems develop towards their ideal state. And the first principle that all technical systems share in common is the principle of connectivity. So, whenever a system grows from being a monosystem, a singular thing, to being a polysystem, a combination of those monosystems, it actually becomes more useful by increasing this number of connections between those elements. And the second principle is the principle of diversity, that the whole system becomes better if the components from which the system comprised of are more diverse. So those are two things that you need to know about how systems evolve. And let's actually run through some examples so that you get to understand them better. And let's begin from connectivity. So the first example of connectivity principle in a system evolution would be the text. So for example, if you take a bunch of words, right, and you put them together, that's how you went from having a monosystem of those, like one or two words or three words, right, to having a polysystem of those words connected in some way. And the way you connect them is by actually putting them in order. So that's how you design the meaning behind the words. That's how you come up with a sentence. And then this sentence actually becomes a monosystem on its own. And then you can do the same thing with a paragraph, with a page, with a chapter, and with the book. So you kind of go through these layers of evolution. But the whole idea behind the connectivity of the text is that those individual units, they do not make much sense if you just scatter them around in a random fashion. They only make sense if they have what they call a narrative, right? A narrative is actually the connectivity principle here, right as it is. So that's the first example. The second example of a connectivity principle is called a Finnish nail. So Finnish guys came up with a really efficient nail, which is they put together 200 nails, and then they had just one thing on top of them that kind of connected all those nails together. So it was just a metal plate with a bunch of nails sticking out of it. And this metal plate actually increased the whole efficiency of the system, which is how well it can tie two things together if you use it by 2x, so by 100%. And that's a great example of how connectivity increases the whole efficiency of the system. And the third example would be kind of a different system that you would expect, but it's actually a team of people working together. So you can think of a team of people as a polysystem as well. So it's combined of some folks, right, who kind of take care of their own things, their own responsibilities in a team. And the whole system becomes better if those people in the team, they actually connected with each other, right? So if they have like close relationships, if they understand each other well, then the whole system, the whole team functions way better. So those are the three things. Those are the three examples of how connectivity principle actually increases the efficiency of the system. And let's actually jump to the second one, which is the diversity principle. And the diversity principle states that a system increases in value, it becomes better at performing its function if the components from which the system is comprised of are more diverse. So for example, a pack of pencils is actually a good example because the function of a pack is to draw, right? But if you only have one color in a pack of pencils, then you cannot actually draw very much, and you can definitely not draw a masterpiece, right? But if you increase the diversity of those individual systems, pencils, then the whole pack becomes better, and that's how you get to increase the efficiency of the system, because with a pack of multicolor pencils, you can draw many different things. Another example would be a very common thing that you see every day on the internet, which is a web page. So a web page is actually a polysystem of many different components that a web page is comprised of. right? And if this web page is diverse, meaning that you do not only have text blocks over there, but you have text, you have headers, you have videos, you have animations, you have like highlights, all different things, then the function of the system becomes better and improves, because the function of a web page is usually to communicate some information. So by increasing the diversity of elements from which the web page is comprised of, we actually become better at performing the function of the web page. And the last example of the diversity principle would be the Amazon website. So Amazon is actually a good example because they have a bunch of books, right? And if they only had, let's say, 1 million or 1 billion books of one specific title, that it wouldn't be very useful, right? But this is the library that Amazon has is actually a poly system. It's comprised of many different books, which are individual systems. And then you increase the whole efficiency of the library by actually increasing the diversity of those books. So pretty early on, Amazon figured out that if they had all the books in the world, then it would be the most efficient system out there. And that's what they did, and that's why Amazon became a very successful company. Just to recap, there are two ways by which you can increase the efficiency of a poly system. The first one is through connectivity, by bringing those elements together and connecting them in a different way. And a couple examples here would be a team of people working together who know each other really well and who have good relationships with each other. Then it would be a text, or basically words that are connected and put together in some way that they possess new meaning. And then the third example would be the finish nail, which is 200 nails put together and connect with a metal plate. And the second way you increase the efficiency of the system is by making those elements more diverse. And there are a couple examples here. The Amazon with books, many books, much more efficient system than a web page where you have many components, the whole system becomes better. And then the last one would be a pack of pencils. Thanks very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.